morning. Get your wiggles out. Get situated. You had a good weekend. Joe was in bed with a man cold, so you know how he thinks he's going to die. But he lived, and I thought I was going to die last night, but I'm living, so we're good. All good. Lengthen through your crown, sit through your sit bones, and just come into your breath. How does your body feel today? I actually took NyQuil last night, and I still feel those, I don't know, it's like a body buzz. Like I could really go back to sleep, you know? It's like NyQuil could last 24 hours as far as sleeping goes. I just have this jittery, kind of buzzy feeling, but I could sleep. It's really strange. How does your body feel? Do you have any aches and pains? Do you have any worries or thoughts that are running circles in your mind? Bring them all into focus. Lengthen your breath. I want you to imagine as you lengthen your breath that it's filling up from the bottom up. And then as you exhale, that you're releasing from the bottom up as well. So that you yearn towards the ceiling as you finish your exhale. As you yearn towards the ceiling, imagine lengthening through your vertebrae, creating more space. As you inhale, imagine you're like that Buddha statue where, you know, got all this extra weight and space down low. And then as you exhale that air, you lengthen it up, skinny it up, reach through your crown. So really have movement in your breath. Crunch your spine down, root into your sit bones, kind of feel Buddha-ish. Exhale, lengthen through crown, open up spine, open up neck. So you're just kind of compressing and contracting your spine, lengthening and shortening. Your inhales, you're just kind of relaxing your back, relaxing your shoulders. You're exhaling and you're lengthening, sitting tall. I feel like a toad sitting on a log when I inhale. Do one more breath. Holding the length of the exhale. Allow your breath to even out. Take your right ear to the right shoulder. And I want you to hang your left arm off the side. And I want you to lift your fingers, having a flat palm towards the floor, and lower. Lift, hold for a beat, and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And relax. Twist your arm like you're turning a knob, in and out. Twisting it all the way out, holding for a beat, and then twist it all the way in, hold for a beat. It doesn't have to correlate with your breath, but have your breath even. And I want you to pause with palm facing forward or out-ish, however much your rotation allows. Wide fingers. Press the shoulder down away from the ear on the left side. Tuck your chin and slowly, very slowly, start to roll your head through center. Feel the stretch move around the back of your neck, maybe to the upper back. Pausing at the center, keeping that active left shoulder down, wide fingers. Inhale, head and arm up to ceiling. Exhale, head and arm down. Inhale, head and arm up. Exhale, head and arm down. One more. Inhaling them up. Exhale, release, head to neutral. Shake out your arm, return it back to the lap. Check your posture, your spinal alignment. Realign if need be. Take a moment to bask into the feeling of the left side versus the right. Drop the left ear to left shoulder and hang the right one off. Start by lifting your fingers, having a flat palm towards the floor, and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Lift, lower, and start to rotate in and out, pausing at a beat at your full rotation outward and pausing for a beat at your full rotation inward. Keep your breath even and level. Let's pause with our arm rotated outward. Open our fingers wide. Press the shoulder down and away from the right ear. Gently start to tuck the chin and very slowly roll towards center. Stretching through each muscle in the neck, around the upper back. Keeping the shoulder pressed down. Let's breathe with movement. Inhale, arm and head up. Exhale, arm and head down. Inhale, arm and head up. Exhale them down. One more, inhaling them up. And exhale, relax. Head to neutral, relax your arm, shake it out, return it to your lap. Realign if need be. Roll your shoulders, big rolls. Forward, up, back, and down. Big rolls. Focusing just on the joint of the shoulder itself first. And then let's add in a little upper back and head by rolling and rounding the upper back forward and then arching as you take it back. Moving the roll into the spine, forward, up, back, and down. And then pause at neutral and start rolling back, up, and forward. Just the shoulders first. Back, up, forward, and down. And then let's make it a full spinal movement. Arching in the back, starting to round up and over, forward. Down, we start lifting and arching. Full spinal movement. Back, up, forward, and down. One more. And bring yourself back to nice and tall. Shake out your arms if you want to. Just let them sit there for a minute if you want to. Turn your head left and right. Release any tension in your neck, your upper back. You can go slow, you can go fast, whatever feels good. Giving our shoulders a bit of a break. We did quite a bit of shoulder stuff. I know Jeanette's probably cussing me. Scooch forward just a tad bit. You might want to utilize a strap for part of this, or a dog leash or belt or whatever. Anytime you bend over, it calls for a cup of coffee, a drink of coffee. All right, lassoing right leg. We're going to utilize the strap really for support of the abs and the back as we lift and lower our leg in different positions. You may find out that the strap is in your way or you don't need it, and that's fine. So sit up nice and tall first, lengthening through your crown. Your feet are about hip width apart, maybe a little bit more. It's a comfortable distance. Make sure you're not allowing your belly to flop forward and arching your back. You're not forward on your sit bones. You are nice and level in the sit bones, lengthening through your low back. Draw your belly in just enough to support the back as you lift the right foot off of the mat. And I'm talking a good half a foot, 6 inches maybe. Lifting it up. And you can utilize, if that leg gets tired, you can utilize the strap to help support it with your arms. You're going to open and close without changing the position of your hip. You're just opening and closing your knee joint. And close. Open and close. You don't have to open, lock it out. Open and close. Again, if your leg gets tired, use the strap to help support the weight of the leg. Now we're going to draw the knee up on the opposite. Take a deep breath. Exhale, draw the knee up, and then take it back down to a couple inches off the floor. Exhaling it up, inhaling it back down. Exhaling it up, inhaling it back down. One more. And relax all the way to the floor. Shake out your leg and switch sides. I don't know about you, but because I started to use my big leg muscles, I'm getting warm. That started to warm me up. All right. Switching sides, left leg. Feet about hip width apart. Tall through your spine. Let's do the other side. Lift the left foot off the floor about 6 inches, just holding. Lengthening tall. Firing the muscles in the leg, the thigh, inner thigh, outer thigh, upper thigh, hamstring. Not moving the hip at all. Open and close your knee joint. You're using a hip flexor to lift your leg off the floor. The hip flexor is a small muscle. It may tire easily. Utilize that strap to help support the weight of the leg. opening and closing the knee. And relax, hold it. Keep it a couple inches off the floor, deep breath. Exhale, lift it up and let it go down to only a couple inches on your inhale. Exhale up. Try not to lean back when you bring it up. Got one more. All the way to the floor. And relax. Shake out. Switch sides. Right foot in strap. Lengthen through crown. Sit tall. Hammock pulled in. Lift your right leg. Foot softly flexed. Utilize the strap to help hold it up there if you would like to. Breathe. Don't lock your knee out, but have it nice and long leg. Little teeny tiny micro bend. Feel your thigh and hamstring activated to keep from locking the knee out. Toes are up. You should be able to wiggle your toes. Whole leg from the joint, from the hip joint, rotate outward. And then bring the toes up. Rotate inward just a tad. Not cranking your ankle over. It's in the hip joint, not the ankle joint. Then bring them back up. Lengthen through crown a little bit more and pull the toes back towards your torso. Told you I might need that Kleenex. Take a deep breath. And then slowly lower down on your exhale. Slowly. And relax. Shake it out. Switch sides. We wore out the shoulders, so it's only befitting to wear out the hip, right? All right, nice and tall, deep breath. Exhale, lift that leg, micro bend in the knee. Get situated on your sit bones. Be fully aware of the muscles that it takes to hold that leg up there. You're not putting it all on your arm is helping the leg. We're not completely relaxing it like we have in the past. Keeping the butt active, the thigh active. Imagine taking the kneecap and drawing it up towards your torso. From the hip joint, whole leg rotates outward. And then up. And then a little inward. Try not to move the ankle so much, just the hip joint. Toes up. Lengthen through crown a little bit further, sit a little bit taller, and draw the toes back. And breathe. Another big breath. Exhale, slowly lower it down. Deactivating each muscle group. Relaxing through your arm, hip. Shake them out. Good stuff. All right, we are going to come forward through our wide legs. So if you want to put something on the floor, a block or a pillow or something, if going all the way to the floor isn't comfortable, now's your chance. I don't know how upside down is going to feel. We shall see. All right, wide legs, tall spine, deep breath up. Draw the hammock in as you breathe up. Exhale, keep the hammock pulled in as you come forward, round through your inner thighs. Resituate your feet if you need to. Make sure that your knees stay above your ankles. You don't let them draw inward. If you're not comfortable hanging there, you can always put your hands on the floor and press up a little bit, or a pillow, or a block, or books. Squeeze through your glutes, press through your soles of your feet, pull your belly in a little bit more and start to roll up. Open those thighs, open, keep them open as you roll up. Deep breath up. One more time. Keep the belly pulled in as you come forward. Keep pressing the thighs open and away. Round over. Now we're purposely going to lift our shoulders up to flatten our back. Lift your head slightly, looking a little bit forward in front of you. Not craning your neck to look up at the screen necessarily, but keeping your head in alignment. Pressing those knees open, keep them over the ankles, engage through your glutes, feel your butt pull the knees open. We're going to take a deep breath and lift our right arm forward and up, right next to the ear. Breathe and hold. Engaging our abs and release down. Left arm, inhale, lift up and forward. Hold, we usually don't hold this, we're going to hold for a beat. Float down. We're going to go out to the side now with the right arm. Inhale, open. Hold. Down. Keep your butt squeezing. Left arm, inhale, open. Hold. Down. Airplane. Make sure your butt's tight, belly's pulled in, lengthen through your crown, press through the soles of your foot, release both hands, open to airplane. Keep yearning through the crown of your head and pulling the belly button into the spine, strong legs and core. Deep breath. Exhale, let everything fold and round forward, dropping your hands, keeping your knees open. Root through the feet, squeeze the butt, pull the belly in, and start to round yourself up. All the way up. Draw your legs in, shake them out. We're going to stand and do some balance. Upside down wasn't too bad for me, amazingly. I need this over here. Okay, so we're going to stand. We're going to put the chair at the end, but we're going to have the seat facing you. Like so. But we're going to have our body facing forward the end of the mat so that the chair is off to our side. You're going to open your feet. If you were to put your hands in your W position, you're going to open your feet just outside of your elbows at least. If you feel like you could go further, you can. To test the position of the chair, I want you to turn the toes under the chair so the toes are facing that end, and then bend your knee so that your knee is over your ankle. If you're hitting the chair, scooch it just a couple of inches so you don't hit that chair when we get into what we're going to get into. Okay? The back foot went away from the chair. The toes are going to face directly forward, just like your hips are. Hips are forward, chest is forward. The only thing turning to the side is your front foot under the chair. Okay? Inhale, lengthen arms up, reach tall. Exhale, bring your arms to parallel to the floor. Find a focal point. Yearn through the tips of your fingers in opposite directions. You can peek over and make sure that your heel is lined up with the arch of your back foot. If it's not, scooch over. Imagine you're between two panes of glass. Everything is nice and flat. You can only move this direction. You can't twist at all because the glass is there. I want you to bend that front knee and take it right over the ankle. Peek over to make sure it's over the ankle. You're not letting the knee come forward. Breathe. Warrior position. The leg, the arm that's over the chair, I want you to flip so your palm is up. Turn and look at that palm. Switching your viewpoint. Breathe. Back arm is going to come down onto the side of your straight leg. Front arm is going to come up to the ceiling, and you're just going to keep staring at your palm as you take that to the ceiling. Breathe. Keep staring at your palm. Bring it back down to shoulder level. Bring your back arm back up to parallel. And you're going to flip your hands. Back arm palm comes up. Front arm palm goes down. You're going to turn at your head and look at the palm on the other hand. Arm over the chair is going to come down to your thigh and rest. Back arm is going to come up. Keep an eye on the center of that palm. And bring it back down. Keep an eye on the palm. Bring the back arm back up. Both arms face down. Head comes forward. Very nice job. Straighten that bent leg. Hand over the chair. I want you to actually move your upper body like you're trying to reach the top back of the chair. There's a rod in your spine and you can't bend. So you're just reaching over. Stick your back hip out and away in the opposite direction. Feel the inner thigh stretch. And then start to rotate that hand to touch the chair. Back arm comes up. If your back arm's tired, you can go to your hip. Breathe. Feel the inner thigh stretch. You're still between those two panes of glass. On your front straight knee, keep your thigh engaged so you're not setting into that joint. Breathe. Bring the back arm down. If you haven't already, just let it rest on your side body. Pull your belly in. Slowly start to raise your torso. All the way up. Take your back foot and heel toe, walk it in until it's right underneath your hip. We have one more balance piece to do, okay? So I want you to take the weight on your back leg, and I want you to come up on your toes and transfer all the weight to this front foot where the toes are facing the wall. You're going to lean and grab the back of that chair to help with your balance. You're going to take your back arm, can be either to your hip or can follow up, because you're actually going to lean to the side and start lifting. So your torso and leg are parallel with the floor. You're using the chair however you need to. You can lower that arm to the seat if you want to. Breathe. Still between those two panes of glass. Slowly start to lower yourself down. And release. Walk that bad boy out. You can turn around, face the other direction, or you can move your chair to the other side. Starting with our arms in the W position and your feet just a little bit outside. Turn the toes that are under the chair to face the end of the mat. Turn the other toes to face the front, just like your hips and shoulders are facing front, and make sure that your heel is in line with the arch of the foot. Now, there may be a circumstance where that just is totally uncomfortable for you, and you might need to take this foot back in space further, and that feels more comfortable, or you may need to bring the foot further forward in space. Find it where it's a comfortable position that you can keep your hips forward. Your hip bones is two bones forward. Now, you may feel a slight rotation of the body, but those two bones are the focus to come forward, those two hip headlights, as I like to call them. Then bend that knee and make sure that you can put the knee over the ankle without banging the chair. So scooch the chair with your knee a tiny bit if you need to. Starting with straight legs, micro bend of knees. Inhale all the way up, lengthen through every joint towards the ceiling like you're stretching, and then exhale, come to parallel. Finding your focal point. Now bend that front knee, peek and make sure you're not going past that ankle. You're between your two panes of glass. Breathe. The hand over the chair, you're going to flip to palm up. That's your front hand. The back hand is going to come down to the straight leg. You're going to turn your head and look at the palm on the front arm. And then you're going to start lifting. Keep looking at your palm. Breathe. Between those two panes of glass, you can't go forward or back. Slowly bring the palm back down to parallel. Keep an eyeball on it. Bring the back arm back up to parallel. Flip your hands. Turn your head to look at the back palm now. Front palm's going to come to the thigh to rest. Back palm is going to come up, and you're going to keep an eyeball on the palm. Bring it down. Bring the front one back up. Flip your palms down towards the floor. Bring your head to face forward. Straighten that front knee, but keep the thigh active so you're not relaxing into your knee joint. You're going to take the hand over the chair and reach like you're trying to reach the back of the chair, and take the hips in the opposite direction. Start to feel that inner thigh stretch. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can, and then start cartwheeling that arm forward. Back hand can come to your hip, or it can come up. Increasing that stretch in the inner thigh. Keep the thigh active so you don't nestle into the knee joint and overstretch it. Stay between those two panes of glass. Breathe through the uncomfortableness. Pull the core in, slowly start to come up. Utilize those ab muscles, hands up. Relax your arms, shake them out. Back foot, you're going to heel toe, walk it under your hip. We're going to do our peak balance pose. So you're going to come up on the toes on the leg under your hip so that you can transfer your weight to what is the front foot. Reaching for the back of the chair. Back arm is going to come up either to hip or comes all the way up as you start to lift that back leg. Trying to make your torso and leg parallel to the floor. A micro bend in the supporting leg. Back hand can be on your hip, but you're between those two panes of glass. Breathe. Slowly start to move on your exhale, bringing yourself back up. Utilizing the chair however you need to. Get your balance and relax. Walk it out. Walk it out, shake it out, move it out. Whatever feels good. All right, we're going to face the seat of our chair this time. Real quick before we go to the floor. We're going to stand far enough away to do a downward dog. So usually we stand close and then we step back. We're going to start in the step back position. You're going to inhale, take a deep breath. Hands overhead, exhale, hinge at the hips. Bring your hands onto the seat of the chair, reaching your butt back, bending into your knees as much as you want to. The less bend, the more back of the leg stretch you'll have. So choose what you want to stretch. The more bend, you're stretching more in your shoulders. The less bend, you got shoulder and legs happening. Breathe. Lift your head and torso. Weight coming forward on your hands. Step your right foot forward. Lift your left leg behind you. And then bend your left knee, opening the knee joint a little bit. And bring it back down. Bring feet right underneath. And you're going to step them back again, back into downward dog. Modified down dog. You can actually do down dog if you want to. That's up to you. Weight into feet, into the heels. Bend knees if you want or not. Start to lift your torso. Weight coming to hands. Step your left foot forward. Lift the right one behind you. Once it's up there, parallel with the floor, just bend the knee. You're not trying to reach the foot anywhere. All you're doing is bending the knee. That's opening up the hip a little more. Then relax. Bring the foot all the way down under your hip. Feet hip width apart. You could either, we're going to do forward fold. You could put head or elbows to the chair, or you can step away from the chair and forward fold to the floor. Knees as bent as you feel comfortable. We're not focusing on stretching this time. In the legs, just relaxing. You can rock side to side if you want. Squeeze your butt, root through your feet, pull your belly in, come up. Deep breath up. Exhale, relax, and make your way to the floor. We have a very short floor today. I don't know, I just felt like being up. Maybe because every time I lay down, I plug up. I just felt more movement today. I felt like doing more movement standing. Roll yourself onto your back, draw your knees in. Roll a moment. Both feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Comfortable distance away from your glutes. Arms at your side, palms down. You're not engaging anything to start. You're just making sure that everything is lined up so that if you were to lift your bottom, you're in the correct position, prepared to do so. Belly's relaxed, glutes relaxed, thighs are relaxed. The only active muscles are holding your knees up in the air, really. I want you to activate your abdominal wall as if you're prepping to catch a ball, protecting your organs. And squeeze your glutes. Activate your thighs. Imagine holding that small ball if that helps your activation. and then root through the soles of your feet. Keeping everything active. It's like the afterburners are going before liftoff. Press into the palms of the hands all the way up the back of the arm. And relax one thing at a time. Belly, butt, thighs, feet, arms. Everything's released. Reactivate one at a time. Belly, glutes, thighs, feet, from shoulders all the way down to fingertips. Afterburners are ready for liftoff. You have your foundations of support. Breathe. And lift a tiny bit off of the mat, your bottom. You can still have where you feel skin touching. Lift as far as you feel comfortable, but keep your belly pulled in as you lift, lift, lift. That keeps you from overarching your low back. Breathe. Everything is pressed and strong, and then relax down nice and slow. When you feel your hip bones on the floor, you can release belly, butt, thighs, feet, arms, and relax. We're going to do one more. Activate belly, butt, thighs, feet, shoulders, down to your hands and lift. Pull the belly in so you don't overarch the back. The butt is strong, can be stronger than the belly sometimes, and can really want to arch your back. We don't want to arch our back. Keep it lined up. Squeeze that ball. Keep those knees together. They might want to splay out. Slowly lower down. Feel the hips touch. Release belly, butt, thighs, feet, arms. Kind of rock your hips side to side. A little modified windshield wipers. Bring your right arm out to the side in a T position, palm up. Take your knees left. Press your right shoulder into the mat, keeping open that right side. Turn your head left, taking weight away from the right side. Stretch the shoulder, draw the belly in, press through the right glute, push through the right foot, drawing those legs a little further away from that shoulder. Relax. Bring your arm in, bring your head forward, bring your knees up, and just rock them side to side. Now, our feet aren't open like we usually do it. We're keeping them in closer. If you have any knee issues, you can open your feet more. Take your knees to the right. Take your left arm out to the side, palm up. Press your left shoulder to the floor. Turn your head to the right. Pressing your knees further right by pushing into the left foot. Squeezing the left glute over. Press the right shoulder down some more. Opening up the left. And relax. Arm in, head forward, knees up. The sound of Shavasana just went. We just had our little sound. So get yourself prepared for Shavasana. Move around. Any intuitive movement you feel like you might need to do before you get situated. Get all of your support, your creature comforts, blankets, pillows. Now that some of y'all are up where it's cold. Tune into your breath. Take a moment to feel how your body feels after that little workout. We incorporated a little bit of both today, of dynamic and static stretching. With our static stretching today, we did more body weight exercise to create heat and stability. So how do your muscles feel? We had never done, I can't remember the name of the pose that we did, where we leaned to the side with one leg coming up. It completely just left my brain. It was there a minute ago, but we had never done that one before. You may have felt completely off balance. Your panes of glass broke a long time ago. And how does it feel to just release into a relaxed pose now? So I didn't have a quote for today, but I did have some information from my book. Our quote last Thursday was, mobility is as mobility does. And this information in the book made me think of move it or lose it. He told a story of how he was alone in his apartment, had a back spasm of some sort, and was flat on his back all day, could not get up on his own, and came to the realization that he wasn't going to have anybody come help him. And the one thing he always learned was to walk off back pain, but he couldn't get up. So he began to lay there and think of utilizing the muscles that you walk with, contracting his butt and releasing, contracting his hip flexors and releasing, flexing his feet up and down. Imagine these muscles as we go through them. He began to lift a heel at a time off the bed or floor, wherever he was. He said it took over an hour to even lift one heel, as he began to just focus on the muscles that you would use to lift a heel. And pretty soon he was lifting one at a time, very slowly, up and down. And then he started to bend a knee and slide a foot in, maybe an inch at a time. And he did that for a couple hours. And as his muscles relaxed and subsided in the back, and the walking muscles began to take over, he was slowly able to draw his knees up and roll to his side. And this story is much longer and more detailed than I have time for, but the idea of move it or lose it can be used in so many aspects of our life. If you want to reach the top shelf, then keep trying to reach the top shelf. If you want to tie your shoelaces. Keep trying to tie your shoelaces. Keep bending over. Keep doing the motion. If you want to be able to bend over and pick up a grandchild, keep trying to bend over and pick things up that are of smaller weight, and then keep getting your weight higher until it's the weight of the grandchild you want to pick up. Some very basic movements. If you lose mobility to be able to do things, keep trying to do them little by little, engaging the muscles that create the movement, creating a pattern in your mind, retraining your muscles to do something it's used to doing. Imagine yourself as a teenager. Were you able to do flips and cartwheels and get on and off the floor like it was nothing? Do you remember the last cartwheel you did? I don't know that I've ever been able to do a cartwheel, but I attempted them. Do you remember what activities you were involved in your teenage years? Sports or otherwise that you no longer do? Can you identify the last moment that you did that? Whether it be a cartwheel or ballroom dancing or riding a horse. Imagine yourself in your 30s. How has your life changed in your 30s from your teen years? We skipped a decade there. What were you doing? How had it changed? Did you have an activity you enjoyed doing, a sport or something that was physical? Or did you not do any physical stuff? Sometimes as we age, we let all that go, like we don't have time for play, we don't have time for this or that. And then bring yourself to your body that you have now, the mobility that you have now. Your body is taking you a long ways, and you have a long ways yet to go. Keep moving it, giving it time for rest. Work it out, but rest it as well. Stretch muscles, lift heavy things. Use it to keep from losing it. But always be mindful of your proper posture, muscle activation before you lift, before you reach, before you stretch. Bring your awareness into your heart, nestled between both lungs. Take a deep breath and hug your heart. And just audibly sigh it all out. Let anything, last thing go that you want to leave on the mat. Take your awareness to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Begin to move and wiggle. Rolling your wrists in both directions. Roll your ankles in both directions. Bend and straighten your knees and elbows. Squeeze and release your glutes. Shrug your shoulders. Arch and contract your back. Turn your head side to side. Let it roll. Straighten out your arms and legs. Lengthen yourself in opposite directions and take a deep breath and stretch. And exhale and relax. Gently draw one knee at a time into your chest. You can roll or just sit still. When you're ready, roll over onto your side, stacking your shoulders, hips, and knees, allowing gravity time to transition from back to side. And before you even make an attempt to get up, imagine the muscles that are used in getting off the floor to a seated position. Activate those muscles and then move. Bring yourself to seated. Couple more active breaths in order to wake our body back up. Right arm, you're going to inhale forward, up, and over to the back on your exhale. Then inhale it back up, over, exhale, forward and down. Little twist. On the left side, inhale, up, over, exhale, back and down. Inhale, up, over, back and down to the front. Right side out to the side, inhale up over to the left. And exhale back down. Left side up and over to the right. And exhale back down. Hands on your lap or next to you on the floor. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, draw the abs in, square the shoulders, activate through the arms, deep breath. Feel like a warrior sitting on a throne. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Lengthen from sit bones through core to tips of fingers. Exhale, arms press the air down. Another breath. Inhale, arms up. Lengthen tall, hands come together overhead. Exhale them down to your chest. Palms are pressing together strong. Pause right at your chest. Press through your palms, your fingers. Flutter your eyes open. Draw your shoulders back slightly. Lengthen through your crown. One more big breath. Exhale and namaste.